Okay. So the 2022-23 Wellness Incentive Program started September 5th. We opened the portal so that you can start the incentive program, and we've had several members to start their process or complete their process throughout this month. We are doing this presentation so that you can know more and share with your colleagues how to participate, the additions to this year's program, and how you can ask questions. So we are, again, having two options for the health plan incentive, the $240 incentive program. That is the annual health survey, the annual physical with biometric screening. So if you did your screening before the portal opened, we can go all the way back to May 16, and you can attest to having both that physical and screening. And then this year we have added attesting to completing two preventive health screenings on the site. We have multiple examples of that. So dental cleanings, mammograms, having your prostate exam. All of those are opportunities and many more to receive those health preventive screenings and get awarded for that. So you complete option 1 or option 2. So option 2 includes that health incentive, the annual health survey. And then we have videos. These are updated videos on your wellness benefits. So you would need to correctly answer the questions after watching the video. So that is, you're going to choose one of those health options to complete the health plan incentive. The second is optional. So employees do not have to complete the personal wellness incentive. Yes, you don't have to complete the personal wellness incentive, but it can only be completed after completing the health plan incentive. So the $120, you would need to choose 2 of the activities that are listed below. Several of the activities have multiple opportunities, but you would just pick one of those. So there are multiple options within this wellness challenge that Matt will demonstrate. You would just choose one of those. And it does have a timeout date. So for you to have the 4 weeks to complete it, we have to cut off access to the 4-week wellness challenge on April 16. So if you would like to do any of the challenges Matt is demoing today, they need to be started before April 16. We've got our activity, a physical activity, encouraging people to do either 100,000 steps or the equivalent of 100,000 steps, and you can enter those manually or sync your device to complete that activity. We encourage you to complete it within 4 weeks. And then the Discover Wellness, which are multiple wellness vendors that we have through NAPEPT, and you'll answer questions after watching those videos, or you can choose to attest participating in one of multiple NAPEPT wellness resources like New Roots, Jorgensen Brooks for EAP, Evolve, which is our nutrition program, Vera Clinic, and the multiple opportunities that Vera Clinic has for you to get wellness coaching and other positive well-being activities. So you would attest to that. We also have a document of frequently asked questions. So please take a look at that. If you have questions about who's eligible, when will funds be awarded after you have completed them. You can see very clearly, as Matt will show, how you'll know that it's complete. So you'll see the 100%. We want to draw your attention to this option. So if you change your employer, if you go to a new NAPEP employer during the wellness plan year, we've given instructions on how to update your profile on the website so that your payout will come from the correct agency. So it's really important to do that. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you are welcome to use the support tab that's on the log out side, as well as the logged in side. If you have questions about, does this work right? Or can you confirm any information? Or I'm having some technical difficulties. This is how the support tab is how you will contact our site administrator. Okay. Great, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can hand it right over to Matt.
Okay, I'm just gonna share my screen. And as I do, I think I wanted to add a couple more points or build on a couple points that Danica had mentioned there. First and foremost, I do see that some questions are already coming through. Please note that we're going to go through this sort of presentation navigation first, and then we can entertain and go over any questions or things you want to see. So please feel free to send them through, but we will answer them later on. Yeah, I think just to start out with, as some of you have experienced in the past, there were some difficulties, issues, challenges with the navigation in the interface for users. So really over the summer, what we tried to do, or what we have done, is we've taken feedback and worked to improve the whole experience for NAPEP members. And that includes the Wellness Incentive Program, but also access to NAPEP wellness resources and tools and so forth. So what I'd like to do today in certainly a short period of time is to give you an overview of some of those features, tools, and the Wellness Incentive Program, so you are able to better understand how it's functioning and able to communicate that to your colleagues and so forth. So again, I'll do my best here to show you some of the main features, but I will also let you know that there is a navigation video that we uploaded to the site, and you can look at your leisure, so that if I'm missing anything today, you'll be able to see everything in that short video. Now, as I start, I'm just going to take my video off because I am looking at another screen, and I think it's going to be, well, I may not be looking at the screen, so I don't know how I can do this here. Okay. I don't know how to do this. Oh, there I am. Okay. So now you should be able to see my screen, but not me, so that if I look up on another screen, I'm not actually looking at you. Okay, so I've logged into the NAPEP wellness site. And what you'll notice the first thing is that upon login, the first page you're going to go to, the landing page, is the Wellness Incentive Program. So what we really tried to do with this new experience is to facilitate the navigation and the experience for users. So when they come in, the first thing they'll be guided to do is a Wellness Incentive Program to complete their actions and receive the benefits. But you will see that the site is clean, and it allows for more exchange of information and navigation. At the top, you'll see we have a menu where people can navigate between the About NAPEP page to the incentive program to the connections page, and finally to an essentials page. We'll look at each of those pages, but before we do, I want to bring your attention to the avatar here on the right-hand top corner, and that's where individuals can perform a number of actions. As Danica alluded to, one of the things that people can do is update their profile here. So by clicking update profile, we can change your username, which is employee ID. So if somebody wants to change your username, they can do so here. They can choose change your agency. So in this case, I didn't have an agency chosen because it was a manager role, but you can here let users know that this is how they change agency if they are transferring throughout the year. And as long as this is updated, when we do run the reports, everything will come out according to the agency they're with. The other thing we can do here is we can change your email address, phone number, and then they can choose password recovery questions, which are used to recover or reset a password. So now this is a requirement on the first login this year. Users will be prompted to choose or select password recovery questions if they don't have them already, and include their email so that if they have to reset their password, they will be able to do that. So that's one option that we have now. Users can also change their password directly by hovering over their avatar. They can gain mobile access. So if you are accessing the NAPEP site on an app, you have to get a code.
So good to hear your voice. It's like I lost Sarah.
If you could please mute yourself, so that way we'll make sure that we can.
That's the North Country, right?
Devices as well. This is something that we have an option here now to connect your devices, or users can connect their
I
device.
understand.
If you could, if somebody's off mute, if you could please mute yourself so that we don't have any interference. Thank you. So by clicking on the devices, users can connect their favorite devices, whether it's Google Fit, Apple Health, or a variety of other devices here by clicking on connect. And this would take me to a new window, so I'm not going to open it right now. But here you can connect your device and track your physical activity and or steps directly.
Okay.
The other thing you have here is a history calendar and log out. So history, you can see your activity and your buddy challenge and buddies there too. Okay, looking at the Wellness Incentive page, the other thing I wanted to allude to here is at the bottom left-hand corner, there's a support tab there. That's how users can access technical support. So by clicking on that, they can type in their address. If we could please mute
tomorrow or Thursday.
I don't know if somebody who knows who's talking there can ask them to mute. That'd be great.
Yeah, she's back
tomorrow. Recording this.
Okay, so you want to tell her. Okay. Okay, so Terry, look at it. Yeah.
Well,
it's like Sue is the one we can hear. I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, perfect. And then I'll just approve those. Then it's done. Okay. And then what did Sharon say?
I guess we'll have that conversation then.
As hosts, I believe you can mute.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Danica, do you know how to do that?
Cool. So she's admin manager senior.
If you hit
Juanita will stay business manager, but she gets a 3%.
and go to the name, you can hit the mute button. There's like a word that says mute, or it's in the 3 dots.
Go. I think I see now an option to mute all. But I don't
as
have
an admin manager, right? Because they're getting rid of the admin
If you
ops.
click on the participants list, you'll see the roster, and then you can find the people and mute them.
Thank you very much, Giovanna.
Yeah.
I just found Sue and I muted her, so I think we're good now.
It looks like there's still a few that are unmuted, so just
Oh, sorry. Now I muted everyone. I think that works better. So again, apologies, but it's a lot easier when we're hearing just one voice and not many. So here again is how you would reach support. So users click on the support tab and they can send their questions, and we will have that. Most issues are resolved within 24 hours or less. We usually have somebody monitoring 12 to 13 hours a day, so those are pretty quick to be answered. Now, in terms of the Wellness Incentive Program, when you click on, you will first be given instructions on how to participate. So that's the same thing that was contained within the document that Danica had shared, including the deadlines and the options for participating. Following that, there's progress bars where users will see their progress both for the health plan incentive and personal wellness incentive. As Danica had alluded to, you have to complete the health plan incentive before you can participate in the personal wellness incentive. And that information is contained, again, within the site. So we lay it out quite clearly for participants. We also let participants know here that, they can hover over the question marks to understand what they're doing and how they have to go do it. So I'm not going to complete the Wellness Incentive Program here, but the exchange of information all happens right on the site here by completing the actions. So for example, here, the first step is completing an annual health survey. You click and hover on complete, and it'll pop up, and there you can complete the annual health survey. Once the annual health survey is completed, users will be able to then move on to other options to complete the health plan incentive. Note that if somebody starts a health survey but doesn't finish it, if they close their window or for some reason something freezes, it is all saved. So when they come back, they can complete again, they can see what they haven't finished yet. Once an user has completed it, this option will no longer show up. There'll be a check mark next to any health survey, and they will have completed that aspect of that health plan incentive, and other options will open up there. Following that, there's a frequently asked questions that we've seen already brought up. And certainly if there's other questions that come up that we should populate here, we'll include them as well. Underneath that, we have the video on how to navigate the NAPEP site. And below that, we have contact information for NAPEP benefits providers and the agencies that participate. On the connections page, here's where we have a number of features and tools, including the wellness challenges. As was alluded to earlier, participants can participate in a challenge to gain earn credits towards the personal wellness incentive. Now, participants can join all challenges if they wish. There's a total of 6 challenges here. The challenges range from stress reduction to social interaction, to nutrition, to physical activity, to sleep, to cardiovascular disease prevention. So users can join all challenges and participate in all the challenges that they wish to. However, they will only get credit for the personal wellness incentive towards completing one challenge. And it's important to note that they get credit for completing, not for joining. So just because I joined a challenge does not mean I'm actually getting credit for it. So for example, here, I could join the Route 66 challenge, which is a physical activity challenge. I could connect my device and automatically track my physical activity. But unless I meet the requirements for this challenge, which is to track 160,000 steps over a 4-week period or before May 15th, 2023, I will not get credit for the personal wellness incentive. So it's important to note there that you do not get credit for joining, you get credit for completing the challenge. And each of these challenges is gamified. So here you can see progress based on a, what is that? The speedometer, I guess, probably there. They can record the activity by doing it manually or by connecting a device. They can get bonus points for doing extra activities. They can see their progress over the Route 66 map, starting in Chicago and ending somewhere in Arizona, which is kind of fun too, or no, in Los Angeles, sorry. They can message other people in the NAPEP and so forth. So there's a lot of engagement in the challenges as well. Following that, people can also track their physical activity. Again, to earn the personal wellness incentive, they can track 100,000 steps. So individuals can do this manually by entering steps or their physical activity, or they can do it by connecting their device and automatically tracking physical activity. So again, we want to encourage users to connect a device. It's a great way to earn credits towards a personal wellness incentive. And it's also a great way to monitor and track physical activity of NAPEP members and encourage them to be more physically active. We also have wellness groups. So this is something that we've modified a bit to encourage more participation. Here, individuals are encouraged to create teams or special interest groups, and they do so by submitting a group that's then approved by administration. So they could, for example, create a gardening group or a arts and crafts groups or a hiking club. And you can invite other people to join you and have a communication channel, be able to share events, posts, and so forth. So it's another way to create peer-to-peer support. Individuals can declare a health goal, and by doing so, be more likely to be held accountable and share with others what they're up to. We can also add buddies and buddy challenges. So in this regard, you can add individuals within NAPEP to be your buddies, and you can do so by sending them an email and asking them to be a buddy. And once you have buddies, you can create buddy challenges between your buddies. Those could be physical activity, they could be dare challenges, it could be really anything that you want to challenge each other to do. And finally, we have the Wellness Essentials page. On this page are the resources, NAPEP wellness resources, including fitness training, health coaching, nutritional counseling, emotion and stress, financial counseling, and then individual counseling. Now, how we've organized these they're in boxes where a user can interact with. They can click on continue reading. They can learn more about that resource, and they can even take action. For example, in this case, email New Roots to start a personal training session or program. And these are scrolled back and forth with the arrows that are found on the right and the left. They can scroll through the various resources that are available in each one of these categories. I am gonna stop there as it's already 12:25 and open it up to questions, or go back to Danica and go from there. Does that sound good?